What is going on, members of the Burger Empire? Brian here for Body by Burgers, and it's time to talk about more CrossFit game shenanigans and whatever great Glassman is coming up with in his weird mind. The big focus today, or not really the focus, but the big topic of controversy is a guy by the name of Hunter Mcintyre. For those of you that don't know who Hunter Mcintyre is, he is an OCR athlete, an obstacle course racing athlete that competes in things like Spartan races and Tough Mudders and does world championships and basically makes the Spartan race that I participate in look like bitch work, according to him. I mean, he is a 7-time world champion or something like that. He's competed in that for 7 years, and that is literally his profession. He races around mud and obstacles and lifts objects and moves objects for a living. Not bad. He actually, apparently, according to his story, gave up his entire career and his profession to become an obstacle course racer, and it's clearly paid off for the guy. He's a 7-time world champion, and he's done everything he needs. He's a sponsored athlete. He's sponsored by Fit Aid and the actual company Tough Mudder, so the guy's pretty good at what he does, you can say. But the big controversy comes from the mind of Greg Glassman. What we all were kind of unsure of when it came to the game's qualification process is we heard about these so-called Wildcard, or as the game's athletes are affectionately referring to them, blowhard cards. Greg Glassman's just picking people at random to put them in the games. And Hunter Mcintyre is a guy that happens to be one of them. I'm not going to give my opinion one way or the other about the guy. But he's been doing a lot of trash talking, a lot of shit talking, and saying that, I can probably win all the running races. If there's an obstacle course, I can win that. If there's going to be a cyclocross, I can probably win that. I can do some serious damage at the games. What I think a lot of the games athletes have an issue with is how he qualified for the games. This isn't a spot that was earned. It was given. And now coming from Hunter's perspective, he says it was earned. He's proven himself because he's trained with people like Jacob Hepner, with Patrick Vellner, and they've done obstacle course races against each other. They've done some CrossFit training with each other. And he just thinks that he can do some serious damage at the games. So Arm & Hammer, if you haven't watched his channel, this is where the interview and the official word came from Greg Glassman. He had an interview with him to say Hunter got this spot. So it is very interesting, and the way the games and the dynamic of the landscape of how to qualify is happening. Really, when I had that video of everyone gets an invite, it seriously is becoming everyone gets an invite. There was an interview between Hunter and Brent Fikowski, also hosted by Arm & Hammer TV, where Brent Fikowski was very respectful to Hunter about his journey and whatever else. He just didn't agree with the way he qualified to the games, and that's what most of the athletes' issues are coming from, is that he didn't earn that spot. He didn't do any of the online qualifiers for any of the sanctionals. He didn't participate in any of the sanctionals. Yes, he did the Open, but he didn't qualify as a national champion. So yeah, it's kind of tough to argue both sides. I respect Hunter for doing what he did by going after a position and a way to qualify for the games the way he did, because it was available to him. It's not the traditional way, and this is something that is totally new to CrossFit, and people don't, I guess, accept it or realize it yet, that maybe this is the way of the future. But we're also taking the games and making it from 40 individual athletes to 180 to 200 people. And like Hunter has also said, I'm going to do better than some of the national champions that are there, because some of the national champions that qualified through the Open have never touched a barbell. That's debatable. If you watch the interview, Brent Fikowski really laughs that one off and says, you're kind of delusional for thinking that. But, it's going to be interesting to see. I respect Hunter for taking the steps that he did to make it to the games, but at the same point, I'm more on where the athletes are coming from. Fikowski's by saying, you didn't earn it, you didn't go through the same process that we did. You think you're going to come into our world and you're going to dominate our world. And it's just, the games are going to be really interesting this year. But, having these wild card spots, while we're at it, guys, you want to like make your voice opinion, have me go to the games? Just make it a blowhard? No, I'm joking. I don't want to participate in the games. I don't want to make a mockery of something that's already becoming a mockery that we kind of admire. So, and I think that's the way a lot of the athletes are seeing it, is that we're taking something that they've worked and dedicated many years to achieve, and Greg Glassman's just kind of making a joke of it by literally giving qualification processes or qualifications to random people that didn't earn it. And another point that Fikowski had made was, look, we earned these, and I know that CrossFit's trying to represent everyone in a whole and try and show what it's supposed to be about. But Fikowski missed it for 3 years and then finally made it. And there's tough arguments on both sides. Is Hunter Mcintyre one hell of an athlete? Definitely. He is more fit than most of us can ever imagine to be fit. He admitted to himself and on the interviews that I watched that strength isn't where his strong game is. So if it comes to a one rep snatch like that showed up in 2017, he knows that he's going to be 55, 60 pounds away from those other guys and not even compete. But when it comes to trail runs, when it comes to distance runs, when it comes to swimming, when it comes to biking, he thinks that he is going to be able to take a good chunk of points away from the people that normally get points in those events. So, and it's tough to argue that because that is his specialty. But on the flip side, CrossFit doesn't necessarily gear towards special athletes. So I can see both sides of the story, and it's just a crazy, diluted world that Greg Glassman's living in, and I can think that the way that the world is going, I don't know if the games are actually going to be part of CrossFit anymore, and maybe somebody's going to buy them up. That's the rumor. Who knows? But that is just my quick take on what's going on. So we do have word that the first official wildcard or blowhard invitee is Hunter Mcintyre. And I mean, I do wish him all the best. I think personally that it is kind of something that we have to get used to because Glassman's becoming a senile, crazy old man, apparently. And I don't know. It's going to be interesting. And at least one thing I can say about Hunter is that he does have a very strong personality. And it takes a lot to like the guy because of that strong personality. So maybe we're going to see some sort of energy that we hadn't seen in recent years injected into the games because, let's face it, with Matt Fraser competing, it's pretty much been predictable. So that is the video today, guys. I just wanted to say that, see, Greg Glassman's becoming a crazy old man, and let's volley for me to go to the games. Joking. I would love to go as like maybe a media card or something, but who knows? Maybe that's on the bill. I have all the time in the world. Thank you for watching the video today, guys. If you liked the video, make sure to like the video. Comment in the comment section below what your take is on this whole Hunter situation, qualifying as one of the wild cards, so to speak. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. I'm going to be pumping out some content for you guys. Let's make the Games 2019 a media guy. Maybe that's going to be a reality. Who knows? Maybe I could put some things into progress. Probably not. Thank you again for watching today, guys. And as always, burger power.